What's up, everybody? It's Fabio Potent. You know this, bringing you guys today a little Jujutsu Kaisen character discussion. I want to talk about Nobara Kugisaki real quick. Just want to get some quick thoughts and ideas out there because I just love my girl Nobara. Favorite character in the series. And I just want to talk about some of the little things and some of the quick little discussions, some of the things about what makes Nobara more than a waifu. Plain and simple. Let's without further ado, let's get straight into the video. And one more thing before I start this video, heavy spoilers. If you're not caught up, don't watch this. I just play it safe. If you're not caught up with the manga, don't watch this video. Don't watch this video. Now, what exactly am I talking about when I say things like, what makes Nobara more than a waifu? Well, plain and simple, because we're going to make this quick. She's more than tits on a page. And I'm being so serious. With the way Gege treats Nobara is absolute justice. I love the way that Nobara is independent. She's a fighter. She's not even overly sexualized, but she is beautiful, which adds. That's one of the things about Kaisen and all the girls actually that I think adds to the series. All the girls I think are so attractive because they're not overly sexualized all the time. Now, Nobara, when exactly did she become my favorite character? Well, she wasn't from the start, and it wasn't that she was bad or anything. We just didn't know enough about her. Now, I've been reading the series for a long time, since basically 2018, since it started. Not since it started. I caught up, I think chapter 16, 17, around there, right when Young Fish Reverse Punishment started is when I caught up. So we just didn't know much about Nobara. And I remember reading the Goodwill event weekly, chapter 41, to be specific. When that chapter came out, I was at my job, break room. You know, I was like, oh yeah, Kaisen dropped, let me read the chapter. This is before the scans, I mean, this is before Viz even picked up the series. So this is Friday, scanlations with butt, when we was reading it anyways. But Nobara became my favorite character in the way that she just does not care. I remember Momo explaining the situation with Mai and Maki and the Zenin family problem and shit like that, which is interesting and did come into play later on. But Nobara's reaction was always just interesting to me. I mean, reaction to this, which is always interesting to me. And the reason why this is my favorite moment with Nobara, when she became my favorite character, because I just love the savagery that she just displays, talking about how it doesn't matter about Mai. She likes Maki, and Maki was brought up the same way, and that she just doesn't like her, and that she has her own things to do, that she has her own reason to fight and protect. And this makes me think of forward into the Origin of Obedience arc, in which she tells Yuji after the fight. There we go. She tells Yuji after the fight that if you haven't been in my shoes, then I don't want you to tell me what's right and what's wrong. And this is before that actually, and she's even displaying that now. But it's like, man, fuck Mai. And I love her speech at the end. Girl versus boys, give me a break. I love dressing up and looking beautiful. I love being strong. I'm Nobara Kugisaki. That's when she became my GOAT, right here. This is when Nobara became my favorite character in the series. And I was like, oh, she's different. And then proceeds to beat the living shit out of Momo with the rubber hammer. Now, fast forward to the exact arc I was talking about. Origin of Obedience. Oh, how could we forget? Chapter 60. Now, there's another side of Nobara that I really, really love. And it's kind of funny seeing all these people, these anime onlys and shit, talk about, oh, Nobara's so cute. Oh, this and that, man. Listen, fam. I already liked Nobara. She was already my favorite character because of the Goodwill event and what happened then. But then this happened. I'm a bad matchup for you. And I saw something from Nobara and Yuji for what it's worth. And I talked about this in my video, my favorite moment between Yuji and Nobara. Make sure you check that out if you haven't seen it. This absolute just display in savagery. This fight or flight instinct. This survival. This, my back's against the wall. I'm gonna fucking do this. Stabbing herself through the forearm to cause pain to her opponent asking them if they want to have play a game of chicken, and putting the heart at the end too. yo. But it doesn't stop there. Not only does Nobara stab herself 3 times, but that's not even the real thing that really... It was the aftermath, or the conclusion, I should say, of what she does to the brother. Izo or something? Kijizo, Izo, and Chozo, whatever the fuck. These niggas fought her, I'm sorry. What Nobara does to this man after activating Black Flash is absolutely ridiculous. The hairpin. Absolutely just murdering her opponent. And in these chapters, Nobara and Yuji are just depicted as monstrosities. And it makes sense in hindsight of what we know between Chozo and the brothers and all that stuff. But Nobara's hairpin, obliterating her opponent. Saying, don't worry, I'll be sending Big Brother your way soon. Fam, she's different. She's not normal. She's more than a wife. I'm telling you, she's built different. We already knew from the beginning. You already kind of figured out in the Goodwill event. When this shit gets animated, oh, bro. And I think we might get it too. Fam. No bars. They're not ready. But yeah, that savagery and that look. Not only that, at the end, she doesn't even turn around to see the body drop. Thud. Keeps it moving. But there's more. There's more that I want to get to. Now, chapter 63, after the Izo fight, I'm probably saying the name so wrong. We get the aftermath and we get the conversation between Yuji and Nobara. Now, this is probably my favorite moment, my favorite piece of dialogue in the entire series in general. I go really in depth in this dialogue in my favorite moment between Yuji and Nobara video. But I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about all of it, waste your guys' time. We'll skip to the end. I like her response to Yuji in the situation and how she helps him in her own way. You know, she explains to Yuji that, honestly, I don't have a problem with it, because Yuji has a problem with killing people up to this point. And she says, I don't really have a problem with it. As Jujutsu sorceress, these kinds of things happen. Not to quote Fuchigoro, but there's only so many people we can save. And if you haven't been in my shoes, then I don't want you telling me what's right and what's wrong. Is that cold? Well, I guess there are people like you who do their own thing. I just thought that was interesting for her. Not to really care if they were human or not. It paused her for a second, if you read the chapters. They hesitated for a second, but then they continued. But she's not really shaken by it. That coldness in Nobara that we really didn't think we would see. And this is something that I don't really see in anime goes, on shonen at least. This type of display of like, well, it is what it is. Like, it's eat or be eaten, it's survive, it's killed or be killed. And she didn't really care. And she brought that up to Yuji. But I like her empathy in this situation of what she does. Because she does something that not typically, I think, any other anime girl would do. You typically see male MCs do this. And this is why I love this, right? Normally, this would have been if this is a girl MC and a dude MC and they had both killed somebody in some type of shonen or something, it would have been like a romantic scene right here. But in this, I wouldn't use the word masculine because that's not what it is. But usually, it is, I'm not going to say, in most figures, you would see this scene with a male character. You just would, let's be honest. And I like how Gege didn't do that. And it didn't go into any romantic nonsense. But let's get on to it. What she does for Yuji, right? Yuji is really bothering him. And usually he says, but he was crying for his brother who died in front of him. When Nobara does hear some real nigga shit, Yuji says, I'm happy that you and I survived. I'm relieved. Even so, because of the life I took, tears were shed. That's all. But I like what Nobara says at the end of this. Yeah. Then I guess that makes us accomplices. And the reason why I like this is because it's not overly emotional. She's not getting all like fangirl or like MC crush moment right here. This is like some real like, okay, I'm not gonna let you carry this burden alone. We both killed them. It's clearly bothering Yuji more than I think it's bothering Nobara. And she sees that. And she takes that burden upon herself to let Yuji know that this isn't just you. We're accomplices. We're in this together. Don't carry this alone. Don't carry these deaths that you commit, these kills that we've done all on your shoulders as if it's all your fault and there was nothing that you had to save them. You could have done this, you could have done that. Like, I was here too. I did it just with you. And I like that because it is comfort in a sense. It is being there, but it's done in a way where it doesn't ruin her character. It doesn't make it seem like it's like any like, and whatever. It doesn't seem like there's anything weird going on at all. Like, and you would normally see this scene, I feel like, happen with a male character. And for Nobara to be here and to act like this, and I'm not saying that women can't act like this, but just for a mangaka, just for a shonen, it's not normal. At least to me, I could be wrong. Comment down below if you've seen some shit like this. And I'm not talking about like seinen or anything like that. Maybe like other shit, but just let me know. But this is what I'm talking about. It's this shit right here that makes Nobara more than a waifu. She's not just tits on the page. She doesn't have MC syndrome. She's not just chasing Yuji. She has her own strength. Really doesn't need people to save her. And she's there for her friends in her own way. Like this. Like I just showed right here. And she just is herself. There's way more instances of Nobara doing things like this. You can find them all over the series if you want. Pick your poison, right? I just wanted to point out a few and just get the conversation going that Nobara is just fucking different. And a lot of the girls are different, but Nobara is my favorite. I know niggas stand Maki, so it is what it is. Maki lit too. But yeah, Nobara is different. But that's it. Tell me what y'all think. What are some of y'all favorite Nobara moments? Why do y'all like her so much? When did she become your favorite character in the series? If she's not, that's okay too. But tell me why you still like her, shit like that, why she's interesting. Comment, like, subscribe down below, all that good shit that they say to do. I'm Fabio Potent, and I'll see y'all in the next one.